Welcome back. Okay, this is the final part for the One Piece saga, unfortunately.
Still wearing the same.
Still. Because if you couldn't tell, duh, we love it. We own merch over it, and we want you to understand that this is a continuation. I digress. And again, I'm Quincy Lell.
I'm Audrey Williams.
So, we've talked a lot. Honestly, we've just rambled the last 2 episodes about why we love it. And last episode had a lot of spoilers, so
right.
Sorry if you didn't watch it. Very out of context for you, but thanks for watching us instead. But this time we're going to talk about more like non-canon adaptations, like the movies. I say adaptations loosely for that.
Yeah.
More like just non-canon additions with a little bit of canon in it, which we'll also talk about, which is funny. And then the live-action adaptation on Netflix, which, except for one nitpicky part of mine, I basically really love. And, you know, hopefully any news associated with it. We don't have too much news about it, but we're really on the edge of our seats for the 2nd season. Any news about that coming out sometime. And then a little bit about the One Piece remake, also on Netflix.
Yeah. That'll be really interesting for sure.
That will be too. But Wit's doing it, so I believe in you, Wit. Please. Because I'm just excited to see, like, honestly, it's not the animation that bothers me, because I like the 90s style, because it matches like Oda's growth, right, in his drawings. But man, the pacing is going to be different, because even though I thought the pacing was fine in East Blue originally, it's still a 90s, early 2000s anime, so like their pacing is not Gen Z 2020s pacing. Let's be real.
You gotta put Subway Surfers on the side of it to pay attention. Not really, for real. But it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but like, yeah, we do have short attention spans. We get it. But anyway, so like movie-wise, we're just going to be talking about, like, okay, mainly the 2 that have canon in them, which would be Strong World and Red. I also want to talk about Film Gold, too. Directed a film, and it was supposed to be, like, fully canon in the first place. But it does kind of cover, ironically, a canon part, which is Volume 0, which is about Shiki, who is the main antagonist of Strong World, and is the only canon part of it. Everything else is non-canon.
Oh, I see. I don't think I never watched Strong World, so I don't know what...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did. I'm sorry.
No,
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I do know that. And again, if you spoil it, I don't...
Okay, that's fine. So, like, the main part... I'm not going to talk much about the movie compared to Shiki, because Shiki's really interesting. Because, like, it's kind of suspected that originally he was supposed to be Kaido before he was, like, then put in this movie, and thus kind of scrapped from it, because, like, he's a canon character. So, okay, let me put that out there. He is a canon character. He does exist in the real world. This is because... I say real world for One Piece. One Piece world. This is because he's part of Volume 0, and he's name-dropped. But do you remember, like, in Impel Down, they name-dropped the only person who's ever escaped before is Golden Lion Shiki.
I don't remember the specific name, but I do remember them saying, like, the only person that's...
Before Luffy.
Before,
yeah. So he's the only one who escaped. You know how he did it? Cut off his legs.
Oh.
And just left.
Well,
and the reason he did this is because he has a devil fruit. It's like, I don't remember the name of it. It's basically really OP. It's like a telekinesis devil fruit.
Oh, I see.
Man can float and move things with his mind. I don't know if he can use his arms for gestures. I've seen the movie once, and I've read the Volume 0 once, and I don't remember the name of his devil fruit. But basically, it's like a telekinesis fruit. Also, fun thing about his design, because he's missing 2 legs, he has swords for legs, and he has a steering wheel stuck in his head because of what happened in events of Volume 0.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So Volume 0 really like starts off with him and his fleet ambushing Roger's ship in a storm, really bad storm, and being like, I'm gonna take you down. And the only reason the Roger pirates kind of like make it is because the storm sinks him and his ships, and the steering wheel flies off and gets stuck in his head.
Oh.
But it's One Piece, so of course he lives.
So,
just with half a steering wheel in his head still. Like, I wish I could show you, but like, it'll be on screen. He looks really funny.
Honestly, I think the swords for legs seems more inconvenient. Because how would you...
Because everything about him is loud, and then you look, oh, there's some swords. If you don't know, they just look really weird legs. Like sharp.
Oh, okay.
But like if you know they're like if you watch the movie, you would know they're short swords. But just looking at him on screen, can you honestly tell me you would think those legs are swords at first? You probably wouldn't. You'd probably think it's a peg leg more than anything.
Yeah.
But I digress. So it covers that. She gets locked up. Again, I've read Volume 0 once, or Chapter 0, whatever. I think I'm getting it mixed up with JJK, but whatever. The point is, it follows Shiki, and he's in prison in Impel Down. Then he breaks out, goes and beats up everyone in Marineford, hoping to find Roger because he's been executed. So that's kind of the point. It's like, what is this man doing? Yeah. But like, the interesting thing is, I guess, actually this is a question. Has the Rock's Pirates been name dropped for you in the show yet?
I don't know. Like, they sound familiar, but I don't 100% know.
Okay, this is my own hubris for bringing up this movie and connecting it to the Rock's Pirates. But Shiki was part of the Rock's Pirates.
Okay.
Just like Kaido and Big Mom and Whitebeard.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Okay, you'll probably it's expounded more in like Wano, and especially during Egghead. I say especially, not really much more. It's a little bit more during Egghead. Let's be real, not too much. And we still don't know what Rocks looks like, but we know he had like a lot of powerful pirates under him, like those three and Shiki. Like just obviously they were powerful because look what they became: emperors of the sea and a maniac who broke out of an apple down. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. In the One Piece world, he might just be living it up. Who knows where? I don't care. Okay, enough about that, I guess. Okay, Film Gold is the only one I want to talk about that's not canon-esque, and just because I love it.
It's such a I like the I forget her name, but the girl that
Katrina? Is it Katrina?
The purple hair girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's
something like that.
Something like that.
Girl with the purple hair, like, I know she's not a canon character, but I like how they connect her to Nami in that movie.
And I like how they focus so much on burglary that they basically, like, con to Zoro. Mm-hmm. And I love that because it's so, like, Luffy-esque to just do those things, especially with that gambling man with little feet.
Yeah.
in the pit. Mm-hmm. With Luffy and Frankie. And I just love that they, like, I love that. Okay, this is really funny. I love how Zoro's the damsel in distress, because usually it's like Nami or Robin, like, and that did be like, and that's not like me trying to be like sexist or anything. It's just more like these are the people that are targeted because of their knowledge. Yeah. Like in Strong World, it's Nami who's kidnapped by Shiki because she's the best navigator. Mm-hmm. It's Robin. Freak, I can't connect this to a movie, but it's Robin who's always trying to be gotten by everyone because she can read poneglyphs.
Yeah.
Like, it's not because they are, like, sort of weak, Nami's very weak physically, but they're the most integral Straw Hats. Like, they literally couldn't get anywhere or learn anything without these two, let's be real.
Exactly.
So that's why. It's not, so I love how Zoro of all people is the one being captured in this one.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense. I love also that his exclusion to be awesome in this movie is because he's captured, not injured.
Exactly.
Unlike a lot of arcs. But also
true.
He's cool even when he's injured and almost dead. Mm-hmm. I digress. Anyway. But, I don't know. Of all the, like, ones I've seen, Gold's premise feels the most normal.
Yeah.
For the world.
Mm-hmm. I was about to mention, like, one of the non-canon ones that I really like is Baron Amatsuri.
I haven't seen it, and I've heard so many good things about it.
It is really good. I think, like...
Go for it. Talk about it.
I mean, well, I was trying to figure out, like, I don't know if that one's premise is as... I think that one's premise is actually pretty normal for One Piece, I would say. But the main idea is that, like, it's very different from a lot of the One Piece movies because it's, like, a psychological horror type of deal.
I'm so down for that.
And it's so good. Like, they execute it so well because they go... originally, like, the premise is that the Straw Hats go to this island that's supposed to be, like, a very, like, kind of vacation-y type of island. And you get the sense throughout the movie that, like, there's something going on. Like, there's something wrong with a lot of the people there. And eventually you find out that, like, the main antagonist has been, like... There's something more specific about it, but he's been, like, basically, like, mind-controlling the people on the island.
Great!
And, like, his reasoning... like, there's more to it also. It's been a minute since I've seen it. But, like, part of his reasoning for, like, being evil to begin with is that, like, he... lost his original crew and now he's on this island trying to like recreate what he had. And so that's why
kind of like Moria.
Yeah, exactly. And so like that's kind of the buildup of the movie is like the Straw Hats like slowly disappearing and like the end, like the big climax of the movie is that Luffy has to get them back from, I forget his name, Baron Amatsuri. Name of the movie from the Baron. It's just really good. And I think it also kind of ends a little... Like, it has a happy ending, but it's also a little bit dark because, like, the Straw Hats don't remember being kidnapped, but Luffy remembers having to save them. And so, like, whenever at the end of the movie when they all are, like, rushing to him being like, hey, what's going on? He's just... He doesn't say anything about it.
Of course he doesn't.
Yeah. So, like, and again, it's, like, a non-canon movie anyway, but, like, in that universe, they don't know that it happened, but he does. So it's like, dang, that's kind of...
Yeah, that's actually...
a little bit dark.
Yeah.
But I mean, barring everything else. That,
no, for sure.
ending for the movie's a little bit...
No, that sounds good, though. It's kind of like what I was going to say about Gold, is because, like... And this is more of a complaint about, like, the most recent non-canon movies, right? Like, with Stampede and Red, which we'll go into Red a little bit. But, like, you know... everything has to be, like, world-ending. Like, even Strong
Right.
World is, like, okay, the premise of what she's trying to do in Strong World is, like, destroy all of East Blue. I don't know why. I don't remember why. Not the point. So it's, like, it's all these, like, oh, we're gonna destroy all of East Blue. Oh, we're gonna destroy the world. It's
Right.
like, no, this is freaking One Piece. Can we get back? Can we scale it back to normal? And Gold is, like, the most recent, the most normal of them. And it's the most believable, too, because of Tezuro's connection to the Celestial Dragons.
Yeah.
That's what sells it, is his whole, I don't want to say motivation, but, like, his obsession with gold and power stems from his own lack of control and power when trying to save his love, who was enslaved by a Celestial Dragon. Which is very much One Piece world compliant, unfortunately. We don't support that, but, you know, that's what happens in the world. Obviously, Luffy and everyone hates those people and punches them to death. Hopefully.
Right.
Anyway, but, like, that's what works for me. And, like, obviously they tie in, like, oh, the ship's gonna explode at the end, and then she steals it. So it just works, because it feels very much like any other place that Straw Hats have saved. Just in a movie.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, on to Red. I do love Red, not just for the music, and not just for the Shanks plug. It's just like...
Honestly, out of that movie, the Shanks plug feels like the least
It's just the
important.
It feels shoved in there for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, we want to promote Shanks.
I know it's the name of the movie, sort of, but, like...
And then we're
just-
gonna really just focus on his canon, non-canon daughter.
Right.
Canon in the sense that Oda drew her a little bit in the real manga. I don't see her being canon. I think
Yeah.
otherwise there would have been an issue going on. Shanks would have beat out Jing of all people to be worse dad, ironically.
Yeah, true.
I mean, let's be real. Would it be the guy who literally left his daughter traumatized after an entire island was genocided? Or would it be the dad who just ditched his kid with his cousin?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there. Jing's not a good father, but, like, he beat Shanks in that case. But anyway, I don't know. Red, like, as much as I like Red, it will never hold up for Gold for me because the plot has so many holes that I can't, and most of it's due to Shanks, but there's so many holes that I'm just like, why? And why is it the world? Why the whole freaking world? Like, what about the people not watching your show, Uda?
Oh, yeah.
What about those people? Are they just gonna be screwed over?
I think, like, one of the... Well, this is such a small thing, but, like,
Yeah.
one of the things about that movie that stuck out to me was her taking those, like, wake shrooms the entire
Yeah.
time. Like, that was... It's, like, a smaller thing in the scope of, like, what's going on in that movie, but I was like, dang, that's kind of, like... The whole movie's dark a little... Well, not really. I mean, the overlying, like, theme of that movie is kind of dark, but, like, that specific thing stuck out to me. It's like, oh, okay.
I guess my thing is, I don't like how it's, the top musica is magic. Like, why is it not like her trauma just given form?
Oh,
Why
that's
is that
true.
not? Because she clearly knows she killed those people because she admits she killed those people
Right.
by singing the music. And I'm like, okay, and you want to repeat that? Sounds like a good solution to get rid of your guilt, sure. And I get it, you're using drugs to stay awake because they've also, hurt your sense of stability and mentality. Fair enough, drugs do that to people. Don't take drugs, even if they're mushrooms. Fake, fictional mushrooms. But also, why is it magic? Where did this come? Like, it's just like, of all the franchises do this, and you're doing it in the One Piece franchise? Like,
Yeah.
really? Just because there's devil fruits doesn't mean there's music sheets that are just made of magic, dark magic. What about the light magic? What gives? Like, it's just weird that the solution is to punch this fake magic being.
Actually, that's pretty... I never, like, thought about it deeper than, like,
That's
movie
my,
before,
like,
but that's pretty fair.
Yeah, like, when you look on the surface, it's a fine movie, I enjoy it, like, everything, except when I look deeper at the plot, and Shanks seems irrelevant, this weird demon thing doesn't make sense, why is it magically here, and why is Uda doing this to the whole world? Like, I don't mind her being unstable, like, that's kind of the point, because she's traumatized, as seen in her songs, but, but, okay, so you kill everyone?
Yeah, you do it again?
You do it
That
again?
doesn't feel like the solution.
How is this going forward? It feels like you're backtracking to when you were like 5. Anyway, all this to say, we like the movies. We promise. Live action. Everything about the live action nails for me. Like, and I will get to my one exception. There are some nitpicks I have. Like, I wish Nami's village still knew that Nami was sacrificing herself for them. I don't know why that line was taken. Like, why is that not there?
Yeah.
I will admit, though, I feel better about the last 2 episodes, which is essentially just Arlong Park entirely, because they were not edited by the makers of the live action. That was during the strike, actually. And the Netflix people did that. They edited it to make it good. And I'm like, okay, now I get why those episodes felt a little weirder. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the Garp line, which makes no sense at all. Like, I don't mind you changing Sanji to be less, how shall we say?
Less of a freak.
Less of a freak and more suave and like a normal human being. I'm fine with that. I'm fully on board with it. I love the dynamic of Zoro and Nami that's just so bantery and really does encapsulate their relationship, honestly. She's just hitting him a lot less because she doesn't have that outlet yet. And I love how Usopp's just really, really funny.
Usopp is, he's so good.
And like, it's
love
it's
Iñaki
good.
as Monkey D. Luffy too.
Yes. And
I said his full name, but yeah.
No, for sure. As you should. And like I'm fully there for like 99% of the casting, like the people, the actors like who were casted for these roles. I'm all for that. For most part, the sets are, I mean, like, what else is gonna do with that budget? The animation or the CG looks really good with the rubber and everything. Even I love Buggy. Buggy makes the One Piece live action for me. But I don't mind the Garp plot with Kobe because it's the Kobe Meppo cover story. Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm all for that. Why is he chasing Luffy? I don't know.
It seems like they tried to make him like the main antagonist.
I know, and
I'm
he's
like,
not.
well, that's not really.
You built up Arlong. That's not. It's just it ruins Garp's character because you know who Garp is. You know what his character is. Go freaking watch Water 7 A's Lobby. He's an older, more marine Luffy.
Yeah.
He really is. This man falls asleep. He eats. He punches. He sticks up his finger in his nose. He just is like so blunt.
Yeah.
And he's
there was like that, because in the actual show, wasn't there like in the beginning, there was one time, but he wasn't really like after Luffy so much as he was after like whatever pirate ship was like doing stuff and it happened to be Luffy.
Well, he was like, a boy in a straw hat.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Whereas, like, in the live action, they're kind of, it seems like they may be, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but it kind of feels as though they were like, okay, we might not get a season 2, we have to make, like, an antagonist that we have to resolve, but I'm like,
But it's weird because
like
he's not.
Thing to do. Yeah.
Because they build up Arlong so early with Buggy about the map.
Oh, yeah.
And so they did, like, I get needing something else happening and following Kobe, like, kind of following Luffy. I'm down for that, because it's, again, Garp is literally, does pop up to, you know, capture Morgan. But that's also weird, because Morgan isn't domineering the town in a live action. He's just doing his job.
Right.
He's rude, but he's not, like, oppressing the people or the Marines in the live action, so it's weird that he gets, I guess, just strung up by Garp.
Yeah.
To make Garp seem mean. Like, I don't get it. It just ruins Garp's character, and I'm like, yeah, I believe it when they say this was the last thing they needed Oda's approval to do, because it's not good. So I'm hoping they'll fix it with Smoker, and because at least in that case, Smoker literally did follow Luffy to Alabasta, so I'm down for that. And it connects with the Berkverse because that's what he was doing in the manga in the anime too. So all this to say, as much as I kind of harped on that, I think it's a great adaptation.
Yeah,
100% down for it. Loved it. Can't wait for more seasons, as many as there are. I'm also looking forward to Chopper.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to who they cast for Robin. I think it was like Robin.
They casted her.
Vivi. Oh, they did?
They casted Robin already. And Crocodile. I don't remember who they are, but I remember watching a little video about who they casted. I think the actress, I don't know if she's, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say I think I know her nationality, but I actually don't. Take that back. I don't. I don't know about Vivi or Chopper yet. I guess I should stay up on the news, but I really don't know, mainly because I don't expect it to get it anytime soon, to be honest. Like, I expect to get the remake, which we'll talk about in a second, before the next season of this, just because of how backlogged they were because of the strike, and because of how long it takes to do all the production.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. But yeah. But there's also The One Piece, also on Netflix, but it's a remake by Wit. I'm literally not much news out there except for like a little drawings, which look great, by the way, and like how they're gonna, like a little interview about how they're like directing. And it's like really big name. I say big names loosely. I don't really know these people, but like people who worked on like AOT. I can't remember the other show.
Yeah, I don't know either. Actually,
there were two people who worked on AOT who are working on this, but anyway, good people in the Wit community or I guess company working on this project, and it's just, I'm excited for it. Not much news out there. Hopefully we'll hear a little bit more this year, sometime soon, ideally, because, you know, speculating from when it was first name dropped, we're hoping to get it 2026. If it happens this year, even better, but I don't expect it. I would expect it next year. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Either way, a lot of One Piece in the near future. Yeah. Excited about that, because we're going to be back in Egghead in April. So maybe people should catch up to that.
True, got time.
Because it's just the Fishman remake, and I say remake, it's like just pacing is fixed and just kind of reskin to be like better animation, like loosely better animation. They're just kind of like reskinning old animation to be better, which I'm fine with, because it's like I'd rather this happen than doing the pacing they were doing for, like, I'd rather them do this to get better pacing with Egghead. Like, do this each time. Like, I don't mind remastering Punk Hazard next. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, do this. I'd rather this happen than what's been happening for 20 years, Toei.
Right.
So, all that to say, we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Adaptations and non-canon and canon, always here for it as long as it's handled well. So yeah, love One Piece.
Very good show. Excited to have more of it in the future, especially with the season 2. Well, season 2 of the live action might be a while out, like you said, but the Wit remake might be a little bit sooner.
Maybe. I'm honestly expecting both 2026, but I still think the remake will be before the second season, just because it's a lot easier to do. Hypothetically. Don't know what their budget is. So, anyway, stick around. We are going to actually do something really cool. It's not going to be talking about anime next week. It's going to be talking, so not only our picks for what we want to win, but what we expect to win for the Crunchyroll Awards.
Yes.
So, okay, stay with us next time, but for this episode and for all the One Piece we talked about, this is again the last bit. I'm sorry. We love it. We'd talk more about it, but then we'd be talking about One Piece only, and that's not what we do. So, once again, I'm Quincy.
And I'm Audrey.
Thanks for watching.